Yeah, so thank you, viewers. Today, I'm privileged to have former Governor Kakamega County, Wycliffe Oparanya. There's been a lot of speculations and rumors on social media that he's shifting, he's moving from Azimio, ODM to other parties. But of course, we are here to help you clear all those speculations and rumors, and I'm joined by Governor Wycliffe Oparanya. Governor, they are saying you're no longer in ODM.
We're saying.
Rumors,
rumors.
people are saying out there.
But I've never said. Why would I leave a party that I was part of the formation?
Have you seen rumors, stories on social media?
I've seen those rumors, but I think those rumors are from the government agents. But let me tell you that I'm in ODM to stay. And when that rumor started, I actually asked a few friends who called me where was the clip, and I've never seen a clip where I was captured specifically saying that I'm leaving ODM, I'm dumping Raila, I'm no longer going to support Raila. Raila is my party leader, so how can I just come like that? We have been best friends all along, all this time. We have worked together very well. I have no problem with him at all. And they said that I talked to this when we were at the funeral of the late MCA, Faustin Werimo. As you know very well, Werimo has not been buried.
Sure.
There are court cases here and there. So the funeral was not there. So I think this is just a rumor which was started by some agents who are against the opposition. Yes.
So you're still, actually what you're saying, you're clarifying that you're still put in
I'm
ODM.
still put in ODM, I'm still put in Azimio. I'm the chairman of the executive council of Azimio, I'm still the chairman. I'm still the deputy party leader of ODM. Yes.
Many things have happened. Of course, we're expecting that probably Azimio will make, the government August 9th polls. It never happened.
Yes.
What do you think led to that? Why did you lose as Azimio?
Maybe, I know very well that we never lost this election. I was part of the campaign team. We moved around the country very well. We had a lot of support all over. But I think the best placed person to answer this question is Chief Kati. I think he knows what happens. He's the only person. You remember what happened with the IBC commissioners and so on, some walking away. Yeah. But I feel that this election was rigged, and I think going forward, if we want to sustain democracy in this country, we need to have a lot of reforms in the IBC. A lot of reforms, and I think that should be the agenda of the next 5 years, so that come the next election, the election is more transparent, and the IPC is accountable to the people. Yes.
So basically that is why you're fighting, so that at least the Charera for remains?
You see, the government should respect the independent institutions. These independent institutions were put there for a particular purpose. I know you remember when we had Nusum Kate government, we lost many people, and then a coalition was formed.
Yeah.
And we started those reforms that time. And when we came up with the new constitution, these independent institutions were entrenched in the constitution. It was for a purpose. But now, when you come in and you want to revenge, this is not good for this country. It will not be good for this country to try to revenge. And by removing these people, assuming they are successful in doing so, and then you put your own people, then what happens? If you put your own people, you are now like the player and the referee, and then we can have anarchy in this country. Yeah, because some people will feel that we are not being treated fairly when it comes to election.
So according to you, the four Cherera, or rather the commissioners, it is sort of the government wants to...
I think they are just on a revenge mission, and I don't know why they are doing so. They are already in government. What I thought they should have done is just to say, this has happened, let us see if we can have more reforms, so that also people have faith in the government that it is actually committed to having a fair system of election in this country. But now, when you want to remove them and unfairly, remove them unfairly, and then you want to replace with your own people, then what are you telling others?
So, Governor, of course, now you say it as much as you're saying that you actually, the elections were stolen. You are no longer in the government. You were promised the CS Treasury seat. So currently, what are you doing so far as at now? Now that you didn't get that opportunity to serve as the waziri?
You know, I have been in active politics for the last 20 years. I've been a member of parliament for Butere constituency, where I am now. And I became the Minister for Planning. I've been a governor for 2 terms. And now I'm out there. And I feel that there are so many things that I've not done to myself and my family. So I wanted to concentrate on my own things for the next 2-3 years. And then, of course, after that, I now prepare myself for 2027. And of course, as I do my own things, I want also to be active in our party, ODM, to make sure that the party is active and the members are able to also know what we are doing and what they are doing, so that we move together. Yes.
Talking of 2027, so you're vying which position?
It is early to say now which position I'm vying for, because you know I am in Azimio coalition.
Yeah.
And as our coalition, we must have a consensus. But of course, I have always said that I wanted to be the President of the Republic of Kenya. I've said this severally. And it depends on what the coalition decides. Yeah, because there must be a good process of identifying, a proper process of identifying their candidate.
So
and you have so many candidates.
So among those who might want to position themselves, you are one of them?
Yes, I'm one of them. Yes.
So you'll be vying under that coalition, or you're coming up with a new party? Because actually, also other speculations out there is that Oparanya is coming up with his own party.
I'm not planning to come up with a new party. You know very well that I was part of the formation of ODM. I put all my resources in ODM, and I cannot just quit a party that I was part of, and the party I've spent all the time popularizing. You can see how the party performed in Western. I think this was the best performance since the formation of the party. Yes.
So among those, of course, I don't know if as a party you have talked to some of them also who are eyeing for the same position.
You know, it is too early. It is hardly, I think, 3 months since we came from the last election. So it is too early to say whom have you talked to and so on. Yes, yeah.
So, okay, now last 2 weeks we've had a section of leaders in a Western region. They met Musalia Mudavadi. And of course, a number of them also were from the Azimio party. Do you think we are going to experience some paradigm shift as at now, especially politically in Western region?
No, well, the elected leaders have no problem meeting other leaders who are in position. Already Musalia Mudavadi is in government, and plus others. And even the members of parliament are part of government, because there are 3 arms of government, so parliament is one of them. They have no problem in meeting Musalia Mudavadi to discuss issues to do with parliament. As I hear, he coordinates legislation. They are absolutely right to go and meet him anytime they want. Personally, I have no problem, and I would do the same if I was a member of parliament. Yes.
So as a party, you're not worried that probably they might be shifting to the other side?
No, we are not worried at all. It is too early even to start worrying about that. At the moment, I think we should be focusing on what wananchi can get from this government. That is what is very crucial. And if these members of parliament, even the other day, my two members of parliament, that is Mheshimiwa Shinali and Mheshimiwa Wangwe, they went and met the president. And they had agenda about development, about stalled projects in this region. I never saw any problem in that. Yes, if they are pursuing something that will help our people here, development agenda, it's no problem at all. Yes.
The issue of Yala has been so critical, and I heard you talking about it as well. As a Mutembei nation, you have been sidelined, you are left out. What is your position on the same?
It is true. It is true that we were sidelined during Yala, and it was unfortunate that we never got a candidate going through. We had nominated Kisito to be, Kisito was our only candidate there. Unfortunately, we never met it, and they were saying, oh, Kisito didn't have money and so on. It was unfortunate that this happened. I hear some have gone to court because there was no fair distribution of those particular seats. And then there was bias. I hear even some of our Azimio members never voted for Kisito. That's the rumor. I was not part of the voting. So that is the rumor, and it has actually created discontent in the elected members from Mutembei Nation. And also that they didn't get critical positions within the coalition Azimio. The leadership, they missed out the leadership at the Senate, both at the Senate and the national government, the National Assembly. I think these are some of the issues that we have to sit together and discuss candidly, because we feel as a coalition, we must, the Mutembei Nation or our people from Western region should get their fair share from any position that they arise. I know there are very few positions when you come to opposition, but the fewer positions we have must be shared equitably, because we have bulk of members of parliament coming from this region who are in Azimio. Yes.
Do you think your statement on discontentment, especially with how everything happened at Yala, could have led to the speculations that probably you are moving out?
Maybe that, maybe. I feel maybe that's what was used. Because I saw Kameme FM hyping it up. And I've never been to Kameme. I don't know where they are even. But I saw them announce every hour,
That
so
you're moving out, you're
I'm moving out. So.
And actually, probably after that, because I also saw that clip, on social media, and later on now we had the Naivasha meeting, and they were saying this could be a reconciliatory meeting, whereby now they have brought Oparanya on board to kind of
nobody pulled me to go for the Naivasha meeting. I was just invited as one of the leaders of ODM and also one of the leaders of the Azimio coalition party. Yeah, that's
so basically
why
the Naivasha meeting was just to talk about matters.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the reconciliation and so on. And in any case, all the time I'm in touch with the party leader. Even yesterday we talked. We talk all the time. I'm in touch with all other leaders, Mother Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka. We talk, all the time. Yes.
Thank you so much. You say that you are put in ODM. Walikuwa wanasema Oparanya tangaza msimamo.
No, msimamo wa nini? And in any case, madam, it's too early. It's too early. We have just had an election. So why will I be moving? And where will I be moving to? Do you want me to move to a place I was not part of the system? What will I get there?
Maybe you get a position somewhere.
What will they give me there that I have not had? Yeah? I've been, you know very well, I've been a minister, I've been a member of parliament, I've been a governor. So what would they give me that side?
Why didn't you go for Yala?
Yala I didn't want, because I've told you I've been in active politics for the last 25 years. And I feel that there are other loose ends in my own life that I need to fix. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now that you're saying you're positioning yourself for 2027, but Raila Odinga has not really come out openly saying that I will not vie. So I don't know, do we still have chances that he might be vying?
I've said, and all the time, I respect my party leader. If he decides to buy, I have no problem. If he decides to buy, I have no problem.
So you'll vie against him?
Yeah, if he decides to buy, we can compete in the nomination. I have no problem. If it defeats me, I will support him also. But as I've said, it will be too early to decide or to start speculating who will vie, who will not vie at this moment. I feel that we need to reorganize ourselves as opposition so that we have a strong opposition to oversight the government. To me, that's what is critical now, to make sure that the government, the present government of William Ruto, is accountable to the people. And they are able to deliver what they promise people. That is what is critical now. And it is too early to start praising them or to start criticizing them, because they have not even set up their government fully. They just saw in the cabinet secretary recently. The PSS have not been vetted. There was that problem. Here now the vetting is going on. So they are not properly constituted. As they are constituted properly, and we are also constituted properly, that's the time now we'll say, now you promised this, it has not happened, and so on. You remember the 100 days, what they told us it will happen, it has not happened. And maybe they say they are not properly constituted. So let's give them time. Yes.
If I can use your words, Governor, you said it is time Raila Odinga and his supporters can support hata Mungu mwenye hata msafi.
Yeah. I've been a loyal member of ODM. You know very well. I'm one of the people from this region I am in who have never wavered at all. Who is committed to the party, and I feel when it reaches my time that I want to be supported, I feel even my party leader should support me, because I have supported him wholeheartedly, and I think nobody out there has doubt about it.
So basically, from where you sit, you know you are ripe for 2027 presidency.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. So let's probably maybe come kidogo hapa kwa county government. There's a lot that you did during your tenure, and probably a number of projects were not completed during your tenure. What will you probably want, if at all, you will have been given a little time, you will have completed the projects that you had initiated, the ones that you give a first priority?
We have a government here, an ODM government in Kakamega County. I also wholeheartedly supported the current governor, Fernandez Barasa. You know very well, I supported him. And I was supporting him because he was a member of our party. He had been nominated to an ODM, so I had no choice in supporting him to make sure that he wins that seat. And he won, despite the difficulties that we had, he won. And he has pledged himself that publicly that he will continue to implement the projects that I had initiated. And you know very well I had initiated very, very mega projects like the hospital, like the stadium. The hospital already I had negotiated with the national government to take over, and we were in the process of the national government taking over that particular project so that that hospital becomes a level 6 hospital. I'm hopeful that the current government will continue and take over the hospital and be able to complete that particular hospital, which will be very useful to the people from this region. And the stadium, of course, it is going on. It has taken time because of the cash flow. The cash flow to counties. And this has been another undoing problem for devolution. The flow of money to the counties has been very erratic, and this has affected most of the projects. I think these are the two major projects that I feel I left, that my successor should be able to continue to follow up the issue of the hospital and continue allocating funds on the Buhungu Stadium. There are other minor projects like completion of the roads, the tarmacking roads that I was doing. I think those are minor that can be completed within this or next financial year. And thereafter he can now initiate his own projects in infrastructure and whichever sector. Yes.
Some people really they had raised question, especially with the level, I mean the referral hospital. I don't know if you'll probably tell them. They were like, Oparanya, why will he use billions of shillings that was coming for the county government for a project that he will later on hand over to the national government?
I think that was very strategic. This area or this region, the entire Western, including Nyanza, we don't have a proper level 6 hospital. We don't have a level 6 hospital at all. People have to move from here to go to Eldoret, which is quite a distance. And if you went to Eldoret, you'll find that 3/4 of the patients that are there come from Western region. And you can imagine the distance involved, especially for the public. When they have their sick people there, they have to travel, hire accommodation, to stay, and so on. So to save them from that agony, why not start a hospital that will be of interest to them?
Sure.
So that's why I started this hospital. And actually, it was actually to be a level 5. I was just upgrading the current Kakamega General Hospital that is there. And the fact that now the university was now also, Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, was setting up a medical school. They needed a proper hospital with proper facilities for training purposes. And the current level 5 hospital could not do that. And that's why we agreed. This was part of the stakeholders' opinion that we start a hospital that will make sure that there is proper referrals and there is a proper teaching of the university student. And that's why we started that particular project. It was not only my opinion or my idea, it was, stakeholders. I had a team of experts who came up with that suggestion. Yes.
One of of course, your key projects that you've also talked about is the Buhungu Stadium, which people look at it and are like, this is wow. And people will remember you for that. But again, the current Senator Boni Halwale the other day was talking about it and was like, a lot of money has been used on these and which should not have.
Let me tell you, if Halwale talks, I don't even listen. To me, that is a fellow who has no direction, who has no left, who has no right. He's just a talker. He doesn't know what is involved. Completely. I tried to bring him closer when he was a senator so that we discuss some of the issues. He could not. He was jumping everywhere. So to me, if Halwale talks, he just talks. Yeah.
So you kind of just dismiss him like that?
Yes, yeah.
Ah, okay. So basically, I think that is that you wanted us to address today. So I don't know, what will you tell the locals of Butere, Kakamega County?
What I want, first of all, because this is the first time I'm appearing before the press.
Okay.
This is the first time.
Since
I've been
elections.
I've been relaxing since election.
Wow.
I want to thank them.
Thank you for the honor.
I want to thank them, first of all, for supporting Azimio. And they really supported us. You can see the seats we got at the parliamentary level, the seats we got at the MCA level. We, at least in this region, control 4 governments. We control Trans Nzoia, Kakamega, Vihiga, and Busia. It's only Bungoma. So I feel they should be patient, and they should be patient in Azimio and be able to be vigilant to make sure that in any level that the current government actually delivers on their promise. And soon we'll be coming to them for educational purposes, for sensitization purposes, so that we move together. Yes.
But we can't end this interview without you talking about matters Mumias Sugar Company, because it's one of the factories here in Kakamega County.
Now, Mumias Sugar Factory, you know very well that we got an investor through a normal process. What people forget, Mumias Sugar is a private company. Government had only 20% shares. The company was put under receivership by the Kenya Commercial Bank in the normal manner. And there is a receivership act that was being followed, which is there. And when the investor was got, and I'm happy the investor is there at the moment, we pushed this issue when I was still governor. We really pushed this issue, protected the investor, and we were looking for an investor who can come in with money and who has the expertise to make sure that they revive Mumias. And I think the current investor has the expertise, has the resources to make sure that Mumias is revived. And now it's producing some sugar. But there is frustrations all over because of the sugar cartels that we have in the system. There is frustration. And there are court cases after court cases after court. I want to appeal to the Chief Justice that if he wants people of Western region to thank her, they should consultate these cases and let us have one case instead of having so many. We have over 100 cases all over. This one is completed. And I can tell Wananchi that as soon as this investor leaves, no other investor will be interested in Mumias Sugar. No other investor. That will be the end of Mumias Sugar. And the judiciary should know this. And the judiciary should be able to protect the people of Western Kenya, to make sure that the current investor is given ample time to continue with the revival of Mumias Sugar. Otherwise, there will be no longer any Mumias. And you remember, when there is no Mumias, when there is no Zoya in this region, the economy of this region is dead. And there will be nothing that we will do in these 5 years to revive the economy of Western Kenya if you don't revive Mumias and you don't revive Nzoia. Yes.
What about the national government, especially now that it has 20%? What can they do?
The national government supported us. The last government supported us, gave us paid farmers. The farmers' arrears were paid that time. Of course, other arrears came in again because the farmers continued delivering cane. They helped us in Mumias, they helped us in Nzoia. And I feel the national government should come out categorically and say that they are there to support the revival of Mumias and they are there to support the revival of Nzoia. Because already these two factories are operating, but operating very minimally because of Mumias, because of the cases we have. If there are no cases, I feel that the current investor in Mumias will really have reached maximum, even at the moment. But because there are so many cases, you are afraid, where will the case go? Then it might go against me. So you invest prudently, not knowing that what will happen the following day. But Nzoia is a clear case because Nzoia is 100% owned by government. So government should come with a proper policy. And I feel the proper policy of reviving the Nzoia Sugar Company is completely buying a new mill. Now, it's cheaper to buy a new mill, 3 billion shillings, you have bought a new mill, instead of now putting money and keeping repairing an old mill of 1970-something. Yeah? And they have spent quite a lot of money. If you see the money they have spent that, if they decided to buy a mill or lease this particular factory to a private investor, I think it will revive. Because at the moment, I don't see anything that we can do in this short period to change the economy of Western Kenya if we are not going to revive the sugar sector in this region. Yeah.
Among many other things, Governor, that you did was we had a compulsory acquisition of land, especially the triangle in Mumias.
Yeah.
And we've had a number of cases that have been in court. The other day we were following up a case whereby we have a school, Noah's Daycare Center, and the teachers' circle. And they're saying the allotment, or rather the allocation of land, was given during Oparanya's tenure. And I was like, whenever I find time, I'll talk to Oparanya about this.
I've never allocated any land. The 10 years that I've been a governor, there was no allocation of land by my government. The Mumias Blue Triangle, there was a process that was started in the 70s by the national government. The national government acquired, it was about 200 acres. It was acquired in the normal process. But that acquisition was not completed. People were compensated, they moved out, but the acquisition by the national government so that they get a title was not completed. So that is what I have been trying to do when I was governor through the National Land Commission. That process was near completion when I was leaving the office. So I would have not allocated any land before actually acquiring the title deed.
Wow.
So the title deed had not been acquired. So how will I allocate what I don't own, what the county government does not own? So there was no allocation at all. That's a lie. And it is because of that that actually we have done a deed plan for the entire triangle. But we have not implemented because of completion of that process of acquisition of title. So that now we are able to allocate the plots for development. And that's what I will urge the current county government to continue with that process so that they are able to complete the process and then allocate the plots for development for the region. Yes.
We have teachers circle who are already putting up houses. You didn't know about that?
I didn't know about that, and if they are doing it on that land, they are doing it illegally. Yeah, I know some people had fake title deeds. I don't know where they got them, but those were fake title deeds. The area that was acquired by the land is properly demarcated. I know some people had built on them, but these people will have to be removed because that land belongs to county government.
There is this piece of land behind the level 4 in Mumias, towards that end. They have put up very permanent houses belonging to teachers, and they're saying Oparanya located them.
Can they give you the evidence? Can they give you the evidence that
So
Oparanya,
they
should give you evidence that Oparanya located them the land?
Oh.
I'm telling you clearly, and I'm doing it publicly, that how could I allocate what I don't own? How can I allocate what the county government does not own? Yeah, so the county government has not acquired a title deed. There was a lot of public participation. The National Land Commission has been there about 4 times, trying to follow up the documentation and so on. So that's the process that is going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Governor. So according to you, you're saying you've left Kakamega people in the right hands,
yes,
safe hands, that is.
Yes.
You trust that Governor Fernandez Baraza, FCPA, is better placed to fit in your shoes?
Yeah, I have done my best as a governor of Kakamega County, and it reaches a time you say, I have done it, let me have to move on. I've put in the hands of a fellow accountant like me, and I hope he will progress it.
Yes.
He will progress it well. Yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much. So that is former Kakamega Governor, immediate former Kakamega Governor, Wycliffe Oparanya, just shedding some light on a lot of issues that have been going on. And thank you so much. You say this is the very first time that you've given us, you've given an interview since election, and we are honored to be the first people to have an interview with you. So thank you so much. So that is former Governor Wycliffe Oparanya, just having one-on-one session with, talking about the state of politics in the country. Till next time.